Hey everyone, what is up? What is up? It is Odessa. I am here. You are here. And we are here together. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Odessa. I am a women's wellness mentor, and I help women over the age of 30 who have been suffering with infertility for the last 2 years to conceive, get their bodies ready to have babies in the next 12 months. And I do this through my womb cleanse protocol. We are here together, right on. Give thanks to my brother. um, and I do this by introducing you to my womb cleanse protocol in my 12-week program. And I walk you through the process of really getting you to cleanse and detoxify, align yourself, and get yourself into a better vibration to receive and conceive the baby that you desire. And for today's talk, I was thinking about this, and I think this is a critical subject that needs to be discussed. Everyone knows your body except for you. And I'm speaking specifically to women, men as well. But we know that my work is primarily for women. God is good all the time. Okay. All right, brother. So oftentimes, what I notice people do is we don't have healthy boundaries. We don't have healthy boundaries. We give ourselves to other people, right? We're present for other people. We are answering to other people. We're studying things to answer other people's problems, and we're catering to other people. And this is what I tend to see across the board, right? At work, you are a body filling a role. And so, once you clock in at this particular time until this particular time, you belong to this institution until you return home. So your body, your physical being, your whole being is actually, it belongs to this particular area of, wherever you are until you clock out. When you return home, you have a certain level of responsibility, right, to yourself and to the people in your home. And so, if you have a partner, then you're catering to your partner. If you have animals, you're dealing with your animals. If you live with, other members of your family, there are things that you may have to do that you're asked of, that, chores and things that you have to do. Give thanks for that love. And so, you're doing this, and sometimes and oftentimes we're doing things on another person's schedule, right? Like, you may be busy right now, but they need it done, so you're going to get up and do it. Your friends, right? We give of ourselves to our friends, when they call in need or they're asking us to go somewhere. You give your energy, right? You supplement for them. You'll go with them. You'll do all of these things. And then if you already have children, for you who do have children, so much energy is required, for each individual child. And if you have more than one, well, then you know what that is like, especially if you have breastfed, especially if, you're doing attachment parenting, depending on what it is. Time for all goddesses to awaken, take back your energy. Time is sacred. Exactly. Right? So if you are, in this position, then you are, contributing to this issue based off of how you view yourself, right? Another way that we're constantly giving ourselves to other people is like going to the doctor. You know what I mean? That's another way where we do that, like but we're told to be a great woman, to be a great worker, to be a great sister, a friend, be a good client, and God forbid, you've got to be a good patient because you don't want anything to happen to you, So when we have this kind of, paradigm in place, and this is how we approach life, then we're looking from the perspective of giving, of being present, of being a nurturer. And there's nothing wrong with that, but what's happening on the other side. So other pieces to this is that when something is wrong, we ignore it, right? A cheat code to life is to chase your excitement. This is a law of soul. This is one of the laws of connecting to soul. Exactly what it is. Chase your excitement. And so the other piece to this is oftentimes you're going to ignore what you're feeling, right? So you have an intuition or a thought that comes up and you'll suppress it, or your body is, responding to this particular situation and you're suppressing it. You've had an impression about somebody, and you ignore it. You've gone to the doctor and the doctor says, it's okay, we've done the tests, and I don't think that we need to continue. And so they've kind of quashed, this part of your dream, and you think that no, there's still a little bit more, but you give this person all of your control, this doctor, and all of your control. So like we attribute these behaviors as normal. We give them the label of being normal. Oftentimes another piece too, like I started to mention, is like we go to someone in an accredited institution to help us solve an issue that we have, and based off of what they say, we take that as face value, and that's what it is. And I am not saying that none of the people who have studied, spent many years, often their whole lives, mastering their craft, I'm not saying that they are wrong. I'm saying that sometimes it's more important for you to get a second and third and sometimes fourth opinion, from somebody else in that genre, or somebody in an adjacent genre, or somebody in a genre that's unrelated and can still see the connections, right? So this piece here is just me, bringing up the fact that we often will give other people access to ourselves, and we take it for what it is. They've done the examinations, they've done the tests, they've, received the information, and so this is your diagnosis, and this is what we take. We receive this, and this is the truth, and that's what it is. But it's not working necessarily. You know what I mean? It's not working. Like little girls are meant to be seen and not heard. And this is the paradigm that many of us do this. Many of us do. We are meant to be seen and not heard. So we don't even understand that we have this underlying tape that's playing in our minds of how you need to show up in the world, of how you need to show up, to your job, to your relationships, to your appointments with other people. And so we overgive. We'll overgive of ourselves, and then we undervalue ourselves in that same moment. And so you're not feeling as though you have been recognized. You're not feeling as though you are being acknowledged. Give thanks for joining. I see you. And I have to get in contact with you, dear cousin. Much love, much love. Yeah, we will oftentimes overindulge, we will overgive, and then we undervalue ourselves, right? And then what happens is we'll doubt, right? Because we're giving beyond our needs now. We're giving from a deficiency. We're depleted already, and we're offering up ourselves, right? So you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to not have healthy boundaries in place, because the perspective that you have of the other person is based off a starving experience you yourself are having, right? Or it's what we'll say sometimes in business is like, when you're presenting your work to someone, you don't attach your story to what their response is going to be, how you think they're going to respond, because your story is not the same thing, right? So we'll doubt ourselves, we'll have unhealthy boundaries, we'll ignore the signs. We'll ignore the signs that our body is giving us, that life is giving us, that the people around us are giving us, that the environment is giving us. And so when we start to ignore the symptoms as well. So you're ignoring the signs that you're being shown, you're being shown that, all of these things are not working out in your favor. Maybe you need to do a bit more digging. Maybe you need to set healthier boundaries. Maybe you need to, maybe you're not even thinking about this, but this is why, you are able to feel as though you're deficient or as though you're not feeling filled up because you're constantly giving, you're constantly going back out there and not recharging yourself, right? You're making yourself small. People have access to you all the time, but you don't take the time to regard your own sacredness, your own sovereignness, right? Like, who are you as a body, as a person in this experience in the world? Who are you, as an individual being, outside of these subpersonalities that you're living with? You're a mother, you're a wife, you're a friend, you're a cousin, you're a sister, and when we take away all of that, like, who is the essence of who you are that manifests inside of this physical body, in a sovereign existence? Like, we don't think like this. We just think that, we have to go to work and serve. We think that we have to be around our family and maintain the tradition of what I am supposed to do in the role of being a daughter, a sister, a cousin, right? We think that, when you get into a relationship that, you're the lover, this is the role that you play. And so you have to give of your physical body every single time the urge takes over. So where is your identity? Where is the individuality? Where is that presence of self that is able to create these firm and healthy boundaries, reinforce them, right? And then express from a place of being and feeling nourished and replenished, right? And filled, right? These are really, really, big question, because we give ourselves to science, like, I don't know about you, but I know that on the back of, when I lived in Quebec, it was a Medicare card, and I think here in Ontario it's an OHIP card. Like, they're asking you, like, will you give your body to science? Like, will you, offer your what you call it, your organs, you know what I mean, like an organ donor at the end, you're asked to give in love, like, can you be around your partner? Can you give to your partner? Are you coddling your partner? Are you giving to them as much, as you need? Because if you don't, they may start looking outside, and so you feel as though you have to give, right? Are you giving to your family? Well, you're not supposed to rest. I remember my mother being like, how can you sleep when there are things to do? And as an adult, as a parent, I can see that there is so much to do. Like, so where do you take a moment to acknowledge your individuality? And I speak majority to women, but as men as well too. Where do you acknowledge your sovereign being, the person of who you are, and really recognize that individual and who has access to it? How often do they have access to it? What kind of, residual energy exchange are they leaving you with? What kind of reciprocal energy exchange are they giving you? What are they leaving you with? And, how is it leaving you at the end? All of these exchanges with people that you're giving, how is it leaving you at the end? Because what happens? Then you start to believe what other people are saying to you. Then you start to, you live your whole life in a specific paradigm that's based off of other people having access to you and you not being able to turn on and turn off how much of yourself you make available. If you're feeling me, if you are, feeling anything that I'm saying, please go ahead and leave your comments below, #replay. Let me know that you are understanding and you can relate to this. Let me know in the comments, what about this is talking to you. So, we believe what people are saying to us. We don't establish our healthy boundaries, and we don't learn about our own body wisdom. Now, y'all know my work is focused on health and healing. Right. And for those of you who are very familiar with my work, I speak very much about the multi-dimensional aspect of healing, which is, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, karmic, cosmic. Like, so let me just go on, because we're multi-dimensional beings. We aren't just 1, 2, 3 dimensional. We are multi-dimensional beings. And if you don't recognize, who and what your body is able to give you, the wisdom of what your body is telling you at all times, not just any times, right? Then what is it really that you're doing? What is it really that you're doing? Do you know what habits and patterns your body is going through? Because it has its own habits and patterns. Before, running to someone else to find out the answer, right? Which, when you get to that point of detriment, ideally you would catch it before, right? But the whole point of where I'm at right now is you want to be able to acknowledge where you are right now, Notice what your habits and patterns are in your body, recognize them, get familiar with that body, with that, so that you can tap in and understand what's going on. So you can move with your primary caregivers, in a way that is empowered, that feels empowered to you. You feel confident because you know what's going on in your body. Are you aware of your habits and patterns? Are you aware of the wisdom that your body has? When you're around people and, your mind and your everything is just like, I gotta, and not forcing it and saying, no, I need to be here. I need to engage with these people. I need to engage with this. What's going on? Pay attention to what your nervous system is telling you. I'll tell you something, okay? Everyone has access to your body except for you. I remember being younger and being in a situation, in numerous situations, where I'm meeting up with people and, like, I'm thinking I'm acting regular, and some people around me were like, Odessa, what was going on? Like, you were totally rude to this person. And I'm like, hey, TCDs. And I was like, well, I don't know. And they were like, well, you seemed to not, respond well to this person. And I'm like, okay, well, I was fine. This is what I was telling them. But come to find out later on that, this particular person was bad-minded, ended up doing really, really, like, wow, eye-opening, mind-boggling things, and this was before I can say I was more in tune with, what my needs are, with what my body is telling me, with what my spirit is communicating to me. Right? So imagine how often we put ourselves in situations with people, with things, with places where we were not paying attention to what was going on. And, we allowed these intruders, these intrusive energies, these intrusive circumstances and situations to take precedence and take a priority in our mind space, in our physical environment, right? Run our emotions, run the gamut of the emotions, right? All of these, there's a response in the physical body. And coming back again, when you can connect and understand the sovereignness of the physical body, right? And take away, once again, the subpersonalities of who you are, how you identify in the world, how the ego identifies in the world, how it plugs into different circumstances with different people, different, energies. And really acknowledge who you are. And okay, so how am I making that space for myself? How am I taking my time? Are you familiar with your sense, your colors, your, changes, your subtle shifts? What's going on with you when people come around you, when you think of different things, when you eat certain things? Like, really and truly, this is so important, because especially as women, especially today, we are going into these relationships with people, and we are walking into the hospitals, and we are just allowing everyone to have access to us. Will you do this test? Sure. You're not really asking what the test is for, but you're doing it. Your gynecologist is asking to have the, have you in the stirrups, and, doing all of these, checks with the speculum, and you don't know what's going on. Have you seen your cervix? Has your gynecologist shown you your cervix? And I'm very, very serious, because everyone has access to your body except for you. I've seen my cervix. My midwife showed me my cervix when she was doing one of the checkups. Wow, it looks like a donut, right? Like, have you felt your cervix? And this is like healthy conversations that you can have with your partner. Your partner, if you are in a relationship with your partner, and, as a woman, and you're intimate with your partner is giving you a particular experience, be it whether it's, they're sucking, licking, whatever it is that they're doing, pushing, whatever it is that they're doing, but they have an experience of your physical body. They've been inside. They can feel your cervix. They can feel your coccyx. Have you felt that? But we will sit back and we will say, no, our body, like, you, it's my body. I can't touch it. I don't. Okay, but that fecal matter that's coming out of you, you put it in there. You put it. It's yours, right? Like, your whatever is inside of your, your vulva, inside of your vagina, your cervix, your uterus, all of the things that are there, it's yours. It's yours. Give thanks for the love. Legit, I'm blessed to have a doctor who has. But you're right, the healthcare system just prods and pokes. It does. right? It does. And so, like, get familiar with yourself and what you need. Get, like, allow your body, allow your physical being, the honor of being protected by your mind and your intellect and your words. You know what I mean? Like, because we're doing that. We're getting into these relationships. We're getting into these relationships and we're allowing, our paradigms to dictate how we're going to be. Like, you're exhausted. You don't want to be, you don't want to have sex. You don't want to be giving your partner any loving tonight, but because this is dictated by this and this is how it usually acts, and the woman is supposed to give to the man, and so she's given to the man, and all these experiences, and he's okay, and he's taking from you, and you've given so much. Like, okay, everyone has access to your body except for you. Everyone. So I'm really here, like, I want to ask you, do you have a healthy relationship to yourself? And that question in and of itself opens up a whole other can. Give thanks for that love, for the hearts, right? But do you have like, ask yourself, first of all, what does a healthy relationship to yourself look like? And it isn't just about taking a supplement in the morning, making sure you do 30 minutes of workout in the day, right? And then sleeping your 7 hours. It goes way deeper than that. It goes way deeper than that. It's about asking yourself these really tough questions. It's about looking at, your faults and your shortcomings. It's about, going the extra mile to see, like really get familiar with who you are. Y'all, the work that I do around reproductive justice really requires a level of self-autonomy and confidence. Really, really does, for you to get the kind of results that you're looking for, right? Whether you're trying to get pregnant right now, whether you're trying to heal your fibroids, or you've got, cysts, all of these things, especially for women, our body autonomy is crucial in our healing. Everyone has access to us, and we don't know what's going on in our bodies. Is your relationship to your body a healthy one, or is it a superficial one? Get familiar with yourself. Understand what's happening. Ask yourself what's happening. Some of my clients, they call me, okay, my nose is running a little bit more now. I'm noticing a twitching here and there. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, well, because we're in the longer program, we build up on it, and I teach you how to interpret it, and then how to answer your needs, right? So you can prevent, right, getting to a point of detriment. And then if you do have to go, into work with your doctors, then you have a vocabulary, that is clear enough, at least for you to be able to convey your messages. And you are able to communicate, with them what it is that you need, or if you don't need, or if you need to move on, or whatever it is, right? But body autonomy is so important. What don't you know about yourself? As a woman, you're trying to get pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, what don't you know about yourself that other people are telling you and you're believing? Do you believe? Do they really know? Do you know if they really know? Right? And is what they know all that is there? Because I'll tell you, the body is miraculous. The body is miraculous. Right? And body confidence, body being sovereign in your body, knowing your body, feeling creatively, sensually, and sexually free in your body is so important. Everyone at this point, most people will know you more than you know yourself. They touch your shoulder, they rub your arm, they'll shake your hand, they'll give you a kiss on the cheek, they'll give you a hug, you know what I mean? They'll rub you, they'll touch you when you don't want it, they'll call you and you'll answer, they'll ask you for something and you'll give it to them, they'll require something of you and you'll be tired and you'll give it to them, right? People will plan for you. They will plan for you. Today, I'm going to contact so-and-so because I need this from this particular person. Today, I have an appointment with so-and-so, and we have a new test and a new drug we want to try out. So I might just ask, listen, this is not a joke. It's real. You are your own owner. You own you. I can go deep into this. We can start talking about the birth certificate and when you're born and who really owns who, what the government's. We can go into this, right? But I'm not going to. Not for this particular conversation, right? Like we can talk about this. Autonomy is serious. Knowing your birthright is serious. Recognizing your physical body in a world and how it interfaces with everyone else is extremely serious, right? You own your straw man. You own the individual on paper in all caps, the individual without all caps, with common letters, with just a capital. You know, you're the spirit that exists in the body, and the body is a vibration of that. So, ladies, in this 2021 moving forward, I really want you to consider this. I want you to ask yourself the question, you know, do I have a healthy relationship to myself? What does a healthy relationship to myself look like? And what does access to me look like moving forward? Who has access to me? Who and why do they have access? Right? And this has nothing to do with, wanting to be, she and, full of yourself. It has nothing to do with that at all. It's being selfish is healthy. Okay? Being selfish is healthy, and you need to remember that. Right? So when you are drawing your boundaries because that's what you need, when you are taking the moment because that's what you need, when you have said that is enough because that is what you need, that is your right. Thank you for that, love. That is your right. Okay? So y'all make sure hashtag replay. Let me know what about this has resonated with you, if you can relate. For those of you who are curious to know about the work that I'm doing, for those of you who are wondering, what is it exactly that this woman is up here talking about, I just want to take a quick minute to talk about fertility secrets and womb wisdom. Thank you for that, love. I have been doing this work for healing work for the last 19 years, and I have been specifically focusing on women's wellness for the last 6 to 7 years. And in the last few months, I've decided to really hone in and help women prepare their bodies for pregnancy. There are way too many opportunities, grazie, blessings. There are way too many opportunities for miscarriages, for failed cycles, for people to not be able to conceive based off of the ways that we've been caring for our bodies, the ways that we are approaching, fertility and family building. And so this work that I'm doing right now, I've actually just opened up doors for my 12-week program called Fertility Secrets and Womb Wisdom. And I walk you through 3 phases of healing the body to be able to introduce, new patterns, new habits, and new ways of building up the integrity of your body so you can conceive. This is especially for those women, those couples who have been trying to conceive for more than 2 years. We know that, there are very specific issues that you are dealing with, that you are fighting through. And I really want to offer you a chance to hop on a call and have a conversation, because I am here. I have heard you. I am listening. I can feel you. I have my own stories. And so I am so humbled to be able to do this work with you. So if you feel called to have a conversation about where you are on your fertility journey and you would love to connect and chat, please feel free to, slide into my DMs. If you're on Instagram, you can click on the link below on YouTube to book a call, and let's, sit down and see where you are and how I can be of service to you. I want to leave you all with that. I will be coming on again and sharing some more love. And I bid you all a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And we'll talk again soon. Be well and take care. Bye-bye.